Hello YouTube, my name is Agent Omega and I do things. Today we're back in nature's beauty, but before we begin, as usual, I have some sort of preamble. On the 4th, I went swimming over at a friend's place and water guns were involved, and one of my ears is bothering me rather badly right now, so if I sound strange, well, I might not sound strange, but I sound strange to myself, like more so than usual. And it's because of that. So if I start sounding weird, or if I don't have my usual energy, it's because of that. Like, I intended to record some yesterday, but I was just really spacey the entire day, and today I feel like I've got a lot more energy, so we'll go ahead and try again today. So in between, last recording and this recording, I've done a whole bunch more exploring. So last recording we were up around here. I went a bit to the west. I came across some ruins. I think there might possibly be one of those prismarine temples under there, so that might be something to check out again later. Stumbled across a witch hut, and then I started exploring back sort of in the east direction, at which point I realized, it's kind of getting late, so I headed back to the swampland. Now there, I decided, you know what, I'm going to make a couple more beds, because I can, get a lot more mileage out of these trips if I do that sort of thing. And then I decided to head directly east, and now here we are, where I came across the ruins of a house. Now, it actually didn't have all of this stuff before, like, it didn't have the door, it didn't have these dark oak stairs, it didn't have these trapdoor windows, so I kind of just figured, you know what, let's go ahead and fix this thing up, because clearly it could be a proper functional house. I am probably going to need to chop down a little bit more oak wood for this, so I might do that off camera. I also needed to return to the base for something, although now it's escaping my mind. But if I think about it, I'll be heading back to the base at some point, and you can also check out one of the ruins that I saw on the way over here, because it's similar to the ruins that I found up north. And the good thing about these ruins, you'll see, is that they have tons of terracotta that I could possibly loot, but I also want to preserve them as much as possible. This house, I just thought, we're roughly 10 minutes away from the base, which 10 minutes is the daylight cycle and another 10 is the night cycle. So I kind of figured almost 10 minutes away. This looks like a nice place to hole up for the night. And so I put my bed here and I decided, you know what, let's fix this place up this episode and we can continue exploring it next time. So I'm going to cut to the next clip after I've gathered a little bit more resources. Maybe I'll have returned to base, maybe I won't have, but it's all... Oh, now I remember what I wanted to return to base for. You know what? So, this looked like the roof had collapsed in, and it looked like it was, just all pure oak wood planks and stuff. And I thought to myself, well, although I want to preserve the original feel of this house, and so, we're going to integrate some of the sandstone and stuff, and the cobblestone, and we're going to clean up these vines, I thought to myself, you know what? I have a ton of copper from my time in the mines that one episode, so let's go ahead and make some copper roofing from not enough roofs. And so that's probably what I'm going to end up doing. Yeah, you know what? I think there's probably enough time to run back to base. So I will catch you in the next clip. Now, we're back at the base. While we're waiting for this copper to cook up, I wanted to show you some improvements that I made off screen. So clearly I've added pressure plates to both sides of the house. And one nice thing that I observed is that because we've got the double door thing going on, if we just toggle one pressure plate, both open or shut. Now, a couple other things to keep in mind is that apparently Nature's Beauty updated, so as a result we no longer have better underground, which means that, we're not going to see the weird bone blocks underground. Some of the stalactites and stalagmites, I think, are probably going to be missing, but that's not too huge a loss. And then finally, the animals mod also was removed from the mod pack. So that means that we're not going to be seeing quite as much diversity outside, but I've already seen like a couple of different types of deer, I think, and I'm reasonably sure I've still seen, like, the snails outside and the dragonflies. So there is still some biodiversity, and that is a-okay by me. Theoretically, this means that we're going to have a better FPS. I think we're capped at 30 right now just because we're recording, but maybe I can go ahead and try experimenting with Optifine and different shader packs in the future. Now, so again, my plan for the house back over that way is theoretically to make some copper roofing. We're going to use some of the oak wood that we got from there, and I think I'm also going to need to get some more oak wood because I want to keep a very vanilla Minecraft feel, and yet I'm still going to frame it with like dark oak wood stairs, I think, and other good stuff like that. We've clearly got some dark oak trapdoors that I intend to use for the rest of the windows, and actually, come to think of it, do we still have the sandstone from our disastrous venture? Yeah, we do. Alright, cool. So it's possible that if we run out, we can go ahead and make some more sandstone. We can make some smooth sandstone even. Oh yeah, I forgot that chisel is in here. So maybe we'll cook up some iron and make a nice old iron chisel too. Or we already have some iron. Good on me. And if I recall correctly, the chisel's chisel is like that. So now we can freely convert block types. That is going to be really handy. Maybe I'll take some of this polished andesite with me too, because I really like that block. Yeah, I think that's about it for now. So next time, next clip, I'm going to show you that ruins on the way back, and then we'll start refurbishing the house. So catch you in a bit. Alright guys, here we are at those ruins that I was talking about earlier. So what you can kind of see, just as we're approaching it, is that it's got sort of an oriental feel. Like obviously, well, you can't really see it too well from here, but you've got like these nice sort of peaks, and the oak sort of flares up on the ends, and you can see it a little bit better from here, just the sort of general shape that we've got going on over here. And that is part of the reason that I would very much like to preserve these ruins. How did I get in? Well, that's how I get in this time. So you can see that, maybe they had like guard towers or something here before. I can use all these vines to get up to the top of the wall if I stop being a klutz. And then you can also see that there are some redstone blocks in there, so those I might pilfer. But in general, I kind of want to leave like all of the terracotta and the general shape because I think these are really nice. And maybe at some point I'll come back and refurbish these things too because I really like them. I really think they've got a lot of potential, and I kind of don't want to ruin the shape just because it's a bit of inspiration for me. And so that is that. As you can see, I've gathered just a little bit more oak wood. I've also got these copper roof ridges and copper roofs out of oak planks. I made a bit of a gaffe earlier when I took a look at the JEI, and basically I thought I had, absolutely had to use brick blocks in order to make copper roofing. And it turns out that is most decidedly not the case. So we're just going to pop on over this ridge, and hopefully we will see our ruined house in the distance. Ooh, now this is something I hadn't stumbled across before. What is this? It's like some sort of a fairy circle? Oh, this is like a fairy circle or something. I'm going to mark this down. Now, one thing that I absolutely know for sure is that you do not mess with the Fae. So I'm probably going to leave this as it is too, but I'm going to leave that as that is, and I'm probably going to take some inspiration from this later, because I really like these lamps. Um, they're not my usual style, and I think that is definitely one of the things that I really appreciate about this pack, is that they use a lot of vanilla blocks to create styles that I don't normally think of. Now, if I recall correctly, yeah, we're still about halfway to our house, so it's going to be a little bit dark by the time we get to the next waypoint. But I think I'll make it there just fine. So I just wanted to show you that ruin. Here you can see that we do still have some of those animals like I talked about. And I will probably come back when it is daylight again. Alright guys, we are back inside the house. I basically, checked out a couple of torches. I've replaced some of the cobblestone with andesite, and we've also got a mixture of, just regular old andesite, and we've got some chiseled, cracked andesite in here. I kind of decided to make an even roof, as opposed to originally I was thinking that I might have like sort of an uneven, because this window and this window are both lower than these two, or three windows, and so I kind of thought, that might not look the best, and I am trying to keep it a mostly vanilla Minecraft style, and you know what, we don't really need this clock anymore, so get out of there. Ooh. Robin egg. Nice. So, whoop. Oh man, I thought I heard a creeper there. No. Okay, good. So, I wanted to keep it mostly a vanilla style, so it's going to be rather rectangular for the most part. You can also see that I've gone around with the wooden wrench and just switched these over to the rectangular versions where they sort of intersect with cobblestone or these trapdoors. And the reason is I just thought it flowed a little bit nicer. We didn't have any strange random gaps or anything like that. And that should about do it. We are missing that there. And if you think back to when we first saw this thing, it was a complete mess, We had blocks just all over the place, and now it's looking a lot more like an actual house. Now, let me see. Yes, I do still have more oak. That's good. I'm going to pillar up with some dirt, and we're going to start working on the roof. Now, like I said, the house itself is going to be just a little bit rectangular because of the whole vanilla Minecraft thing, but... Ooh. Might need to go get more oak, but that is a-okay. But the roof itself, I think we're going to have a fairly decent shape now that everything's all even. I might... Ooh. Yes! No whammies! Awesome. So I may introduce some different shaping rather than just doing a purely straight up triangular roof. Haven't quite decided just yet, so we'll see what that'll look like. And around the edges I'm also going to add some framing, just using dark oak stairs. Might need to get some more dark oak. But if that's the case, I'll pop off to the base and we should be good to go. I feel pretty confident about making all of these into stairs. I highly doubt we'll need quite this much, but that I don't care too much. That theoretically might invalidate my decision to make some of these copper roof ridges, though. So we'll just, play it by ear, see how things look. So, I think... I want this to come out one more. Or does this look fine where it is? So we'll go ahead and do this sort of a thing. Nope. Well, close enough. Okay, so I think just staring at the two of them, I believe I prefer this a little bit more, because then we can do some rather fancy stuff with using these dark oak stairs as supports. So I'm going to play around with this a little bit more. I may need to get more supplies, as I mentioned, but I think we've got just about enough to get going. So I will catch you in a little bit once I've figured out the roofing design, and we can go from there. Alright guys, we are back. I've made a bunch of progress on the roof, so you can see that we've kind of got just this little bit jutting out above the door. And then for the rest of the roof, I kind of intend to keep that same sort of triangular shape, just like that. Along the back, we're not going to do anything in particular, so it is just going to be a V shape along the length of the house with the sort of, I don't know what this is called architecturally. But it just has this nice overhang that I think will break up the roof just a little bit. I am probably... Yeah, I'm probably going to need to cook up a bit more copper, and I'm definitely going to need a whole bunch more dark oak logs. But you can kind of get an idea with what I'm going for, just taking a look at this. And I'm also probably going to want to chuck in a couple more of these things like that, and then we'll just have another line of those things coming along this middle bit here. So I'm really quickly just going to chuck in some of these oak wood planks here. And that means, I think, if I do something like that... Oh, that doesn't line up well. That's mildly disappointing. What if I do next to it? That's also mildly disappointing. Alright, so what if instead of doing that, I hop over here and I do something like this, and then basically add a little dip in the middle of the roof. It'll break a little bit from the vanilla style that I'm trying to go for, but I think this might look better than if I just randomly intersect with those things willy-nilly. So I want to chuck this in here, like that, and then like this, and like that. Yeah, alright, that's actually not that bad. I think I've salvaged that situation fairly well. And then on the other side, of course, we are going to have, you know, like these here. Yeah, it actually looks quite nice. And on the back, if I can just do something like... Wait, hold on, how is this going to work? I'll really quickly do... Well, I guess I'm going to go try and find some copper and stuff, and I'll be back just as soon as I've figured out this roofing thing. So, I totally said that I was going to come back when I had the supplies for the roof, but look at that monster tree up there. I, you know, pretty much have to take a look at it. That's non-negotiable anymore. I need to look at that thing. I was just headed back to... get more dark oak, and I think I've got a little bit more copper back at the base, so I was prepared to go and do that, but I would like to think that this is a good reason to get sidetracked. Holy mackerel, look at this thing. This is madness. This is nuts. I mean, look at that. Look at this shadow. I'm gonna just light this up a little bit around here, because this is dangerous, but... Oh, that is just so much oak. If it was dark oak, I would probably start chopping it down, not gonna lie, but... I think because it's just regular oak, and because this is a really cool, place... Hold on, it looks like there's light up there, too. Well, maybe I'll come back when I have an elytra, or elytra, however you want to pronounce that. But just... This is gigantic. I need to put this on the map. And this is one case where I'm really disappointed. Oh! Spontaneous creeper? Okay. Well, alright then. That's, sure. Yep, whatever. I would love to know where that creeper came from. I mean, I guess this whole thing is a death trap, but still, just look at this thing. I mean, I can't believe that whoever wrote the generator for this thing is incredible. Just absolutely incredible. So we'll pop down here really carefully. Earlier, I could have sworn I saw some sort of a fire in the distance, so I kind of wanted to head toward that at one point, but that wasn't actually a thing. So, now, for real, I'll pop back once I have the supplies for the roof. Alright guys, it is around about time to wrap this one up, so let's take a look at what everything's been done, and, you know, we have finished the roof. I think it looks okay. We'll start with the interior. So, if we take a look up, you know, we've got the smooth sandstone just sort of capping off the ends. There's also smooth sandstone under here that's only really visible from the exterior, but that is okay. We've got the dark oak wood, basically just to stand in for joists, and we also have the oak wood stairs to sort of make the slope of the interior roof a little bit prettier to look at. I think maybe one thing that I might consider doing is replacing all these with dark oak planks and just sort of dropping it down by one, but I think for now this is fine, especially because this is just supposed to be like a rest stop or a waypoint or something like that. So I think that looks plenty fine on the inside. The outside, I'm still a little mixed feelings on, because I think on the one hand I did fairly well for what I have, but on the other hand it looks a little bit strange from afar, so I'm going to turn around. And, you know, the front doesn't look all that bad. We do have that little dip in the middle, like I was talking about. And then, mostly from the back is where I think it looks a little bit odd. So we're going to come on up here, and you can see that we've got, like, just this little, almost circular dip right in the middle. And it looks just a bit strange, but... You know, it's kind of the best that we can do with the copper roofing blocks, if only because they don't quite connect up the way I thought they did. And I thought it just sort of looked better than having, like, a strange copper block not intersect with one of these stairs blocks. So that's probably about it. Probably grab the screenshot from right... here? No. So I'll probably do like a before and after type thing, and the before I might have to sort of yoink from the video that I've already taken. And we'll just get some nice field of view in there. Pro tip, reduce your field of view when you are taking screenshots. And I think I'll take one like this, just in case I do the before-after thing. I'll take one like this, just in case I can't figure out what the best footage of that is going to be. So that's all about it for today. I know it wasn't terribly exciting, but again, you know, we got to see those ruins that I'll probably end up refurbishing, both sets of those. Probably next episode, unless I find the desert in my exploration off camera, I might go and take a look at that aquatic temple that I came across. And like I said, it could be a prismarine thing. I only caught it in the distance, just sort of happened to succeed a natural 20 on my spot check, and you know, that's just, I happen to notice it in the water. Otherwise, my goal is still to find a desert, so that I can build my big base, and so far just no luck. But I think with you know, this waypoint all the way out here, we're probably going to find, we've extended our search radius by a lot, basically. And I do still have another bed. I intend to go west at some point and put another waymark out there. But again, that's probably about it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please click that like button. If you have any questions or comments about anything I did in this video, or suggestions for future videos, then feel free to leave them in the comments section below. And if you're new to the channel and want to see more, please click that subscribe button and click the bell to be notified whenever I post. So, with that, I will catch you on the flip side. Thanks for watching.